Hello everyone, it's Word Up here with my first enhancement video guide. I've decided to give a try at a video format for bite-sized guides for enhancement, focusing more on mechanics and gameplay that I don't go as in-depth on in the written guides that I produced. Here I'll be looking at one of the questions that I'm most frequently asked, which is how to manage Echo of the Elements after patch 6.1. Hopefully you guys like it and I can bring more videos like this in the future. So without further ado, let's move on to the guide and the talent itself. Echo of the Elements is found on our 4th talent tier, which is unlocked at level 60 and is the third option. As of 6.1, this was reworked to give us 2 charges to our core single target abilities, Storm Strike and Lava Lash, and our primary AoE Fire Nova. Since this is going to be more of a gameplay guide, I'm going to first go over the ways in which this affects those 3 abilities, and then ways in which you can use the charge system it gives you to manipulate mechanics and optimize your output. Firstly, we'll look at Lava Lash, which is going to gain the most tangible benefit. Its most important benefit for enhancement is proc retention for your Lava Lash resets, meaning that when you get those resets from Flame Shock at an inappropriate time or close to the cooldown reset, you're going to get the full benefit instead. Secondly, it allows you to bank a charge for any incoming AoE you know is coming, so you don't have to rely on those resets or sacrifice any single target damage. Finally, it increases your on-demand priority burst by having more heavy hitting spells stored up. Therefore, while using Lava Lash, you want to be setting out 0 to 1 charges for single target to gain from those resets, and keep 1 charge ready in AoE for that spread. Second, we have Storm Strike. The 2 charge system grants extra synergy with Ascendance for those double wind strikes during burst. It also smooths out GCD during single target and cleave, meaning it's less demanding to make sure that you line it up for the second that Storm Strike comes off cooldown. Finally, it allows you to pull up charges like Lava Lash for increased priority target damage. So you'll generally be playing with just under 1 or 1 charge outside of cooldowns to take advantage of this. Last but not least, there's Fire Nova. Echo allows for double Novas as AoE starts, effectively doubling your burst AoE, and it also allows for smoother GCD use when weaving Fire Novas into the rotation during Cleave. You won't make any use of this, of course, unless there's any AoE to be had, but when there is, you'll be treating it like Storm Strike unless it's heavy burst AoE, where you'll dump your charges as soon as possible. So, moving on to gameplay itself, let's take a look at how you should manage Echo in combat. Storing and dumping charges is something that you're going to need to pick up quickly to optimize the talent, so knowing when to hold and when to empty is key. The simplest example that we're going to start with is during your cooldown Ascendance. When you activate Ascendance, you're going to gain 1 full charge of Storm Strike, so you should ideally use Ascendance straight after you use Storm Strike or you're at 1 charge, and immediately after Wind Strike. From then on, you keep your normal priority, making sure that before Ascendance ends, you're at 0 charges left, so as to not waste any potential Wind Strike uses before the cooldown is over. Next, we'll take a look at Fire Nova, AoE and Cleave. The most important part of your AoE is your setup, so you need to make sure you have an active Flame Shock and a Lava Lash charge banked, so with Echo, always make sure when you know AoE is coming, save 1 for that spread. In short, bursty AoE, you should burn both charges of Fire Nova after the Lava Lash straight away, and try and use any charges generated before the adds die. Make sure you never cap those charges, and if you find room, unleash in between for the bonus damage on those Fire Novas. In Cleave or extended AoE, leaving Fire Nova casts in between your primary strikes will be optimal. You'll use Storm Strike more sparingly here and Lava Lash more frequently, as you'll be generating charges faster from Flame Shock, but charge capping rules are still going to apply. Finally, we're going to look at one of the strongest aspects of Echo, which is pooling for priority targets. The clip I'm showing deals with Doomfires on Archimonde, which are extremely high priority. Here you can see I try to make sure I have at least 1 charge of each spell banked as the spirit spawns, to fill as many opening globals with high impact spells. A useful tip is to use Unleash Elements, the global before it spawns, to save you needing to waste a global, so you can focus on emptying your charges of the stored up spells. Don't be afraid to delay your strikes with Maelstrom Lightning Bolts, however, as long as you never sit capped on strikes. In regards to Trinkets and pooling, there are different rules depending on the type of trinket you're using. For RPPM trinkets, you shouldn't hold charges in hope of a proc happening, but ideally, when the proc finishes, you should have 0 charges of your primary strikes or spells left. For ICD and unused trinkets, pooling just before you know a proc is going to happen or a use will occur will be beneficial, and ending the proc in the same way as an RPPM trinket with 0 charges remaining will be ideal. So that's a quick intermediate introduction to Echo of the Elements and the aspects that I find most important to success. And I hope that you not only liked it, but it was informative. If you want to see any of the kill videos sampled, you can find the links below, but they're also on my YouTube channel in general. If you have any ideas for my bite-sized guides that go a bit more in-depth or more specific on mechanics not covered in the written guides, please leave a comment below and hopefully I can build more quick guides up like this. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all in Legion for more enhancement guides.